Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Raw Reality of a Hustler. If you're new here, just to give you guys a little intro, what we do is we interview local people that have businesses, startups, or focusing on a specific career that they're really passionate about. And our hopes are to be able to inspire the community and bring some knowledge and share what it really takes to do what these people have been doing, and in return, of course, give some exposure to local businesses and bring a community together. And right now we're actually on our way to Donna's friend Mercedes.
So we're almost there, and Mercedes is a good friend of mine. We've known each other for quite some time now, a few years at least, and she's super sweet, kind-hearted, very down-to-earth. What she's going to be talking to you guys about today is her journey to starting her YouTube channel. So I guess the same thing that we're doing, but just in a different light and different purpose. So she's going to be going in depth into her experience and maybe some struggles that she encountered along the way. So if you're someone who's interested in starting your own channel, then this is definitely a good video to watch. We're almost there. I think we have like a 10-15 minutes left, and we'll see you guys there. Hey guys, so here we are on a new episode of Raw Reality of a Hustler, and I'm Donna.
I'm Erica.
And here's my friend Mercedes.
Hi guys.
So Mercedes, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're going to be talking to us today.
Okay, well, my name is Maria Mercedes. We're sitting here today because we are going to talk about everything YouTube, how to start your channel, how I started my channel, my experience on how everything is going for me, and just all the little things that come with having your own channel, with your editing. Please excuse my cat, you can probably see her in the back. Anyways, with the editing, with the filming, time management, how to create different content for YouTube, just all the little things that come with it.
First off, I did want to ask, I'm sure Donna knows more about this than me, because as you guys know, this is Donna's friend and I just met her.
You're my friend now.
But, so what promoted you to want to start a YouTube channel? And what's the basis, I guess, behind the content you're providing?
Okay, so basically, I have always been the person to love everything beauty when it comes to style, nails, makeup. I have just always been like that since I was a little girl. I just love watching those type of videos, and I was like, wait, if I love it so much, why don't I do it, And it did take me a long time to get started. I just didn't have the confidence in getting started. One day I just like, okay, I'm gonna get ready, and I filmed it with my iPhone. Yeah, now that I'm doing it, I'm so happy that I did, and I honestly really do enjoy just like sitting, talking, creating content, doing my makeup, sharing things that I love, because I feel like other people should see it.
You're doing so good, This is awesome.
Thank you.
I mean, I have seen some of your videos too.
Thanks.
So they're really cool. I've seen you do your makeup and all of that.
It's not really like a huge channel right now, but I am pretty proud of it because it hasn't even been a year yet, and I feel like I've gotten really far, more than I ever thought. Like, I remember my first few videos, I was just like, what, like 5 views, like only like my family. I think she's fine. I think like she's like the star of the show. Like, it's not even.
So I know it's going well. There's been a lot of positives, it seems, and I should have guessed it was makeup because obviously you can tell. But I guess, what has been some tough things that you've had to go through, or experiences that you're like, I almost quit, or I had a hard time? What were some of those setbacks?
I feel like for me, one of the things that like setbacks was kind of finding the good and like equipment. For example, like getting a good camera, which one do I get, which lighting. There's tons of other information on that, so I was just like, what do I do? Like, I started just with my phone, but I obviously wanted to get a camera along the way, you know, expand, learn new things. So I think that's one of the things. And then the other thing that people don't really realize with YouTube, it's a lot of time management, and it takes a lot of time to edit. If you don't know how to, just to like, they're like, yeah. It takes a lot of time to edit. Like, yeah, you can sit down and with a camera in front of you, talk about this, do your makeup. But once it gets to like the editing and you're doing something and it doesn't look like how you want it to, I feel like those were one of the things, like I've had like videos that I'm like so excited about, I film it, and then once I get to edit, it looks terrible. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore. Or I'm sitting in my couch or my bed, like working on editing a video for hours. Like, it's like something people don't realize. It's like, it does take a lot of time to edit. Another thing that is like, I felt like personally for me, starting my YouTube channel, that was a setback, is just being comfortable in front of the camera, because it's so weird, you guys. Like, the first time you do your video, you're just like, you know, just like looking at the camera, oh, like, is this on, is it focused? Like, I don't know, it's just like the weirdest thing, because you're just like trying to do something, but you have this camera in front of you and you're like, there's no one in the room. So I don't know, it's kind of difficult. Or sometimes I would like repeat myself, make a lot of mistakes, which leads to the editing, which is even harder, because you have to cut off all the parts that you're like saying weird stuff, you know, where it doesn't make sense. But after that, after you get kind of used to it, you're like, okay, that didn't work for me last time, or okay, I didn't like that last time, and just try to keep improving, which I really do love, because I feel like I have improved on my videos immensely from the first one. Like, I look at my first one and I'm like cringe, but I love the part of like growing. I feel like that's my favorite part about YouTube, of course, just like sharing stuff, talking about makeup and all that stuff. So yeah.
I mean, I can attest to everything that you're saying.
You guys are just like,
yeah. We're starting too. Eric and I are both just starting too, and everything that you're saying, from the equipment to editing, we were going crazy. And this is something that we're doing just on our extra time. Let's not go insane.
Baby steps.
Yeah,
really
baby
important.
steps, and we've learned a lot along the way.
And I mean, it is really rewarding, just knowing that, like, I remember the first video I put out, I was like, oh my God, like, I did that. Like, even though it was the worst, I was like, okay, like, I did that. Like, I was literally in my mom's apartment in my room, and then like the smoke alarm would like beep, like every single time. You would hear that on my videos all the time, and I was like, how do I fix that? Like, you know, you just kind of see yourself and like, what can you improve? Which, like I said, is probably my favorite thing.
Since it's kind of similar, I guess, in the sense of a YouTube channel from what we're doing, one of the things that I see a lot, even just watching other YouTubers, you know, you get a lot of backlash sometimes from comments or just people in general, I guess, just anything, picking, I guess, things that you've mentioned, errors, but has that ever bothered you, and how have you been able to get past that? Or do you like not even pay attention, or don't even read the comments, or just try to ignore it?
Personally, I take every comment the same, if it's good or bad. Of course, if it's good, it makes me feel happy when people like show me like message, I mean, they comment something like, oh, like, I love you, or I just found you, la la la, this is so cool. Or like when I'm doing something, because I do a little bit of makeup, yes, but I'd like to do like fashion, like try on clothes, like things that I like. I try to do some vlogs, or if I'm doing something interesting. So I have a little bit of everything. I do get like weird comments sometimes, like not good or not bad, but it kind of like in a sexual way, which is that's the part that it kind of freaks me out a little bit. But I'm like, okay, like I have to know that there's gonna be good comments and bad comments. I haven't had hate comments, to be honest, so I can't really give you an opinion on that. I have had like people be like, oh, count how many times she says like on a video. And I'm like, I'm like, and like
you can make everybody happy.
Exactly, but I just like try to take that in anyways, and I'm like, okay, I have to improve the way I'm talking, because I'm like, and this, like, and you know. Regardless, I feel like I would probably take the bad comments as criticism, but in a good way, to try to improve in my YouTube channel. But as of now, I haven't had like weird, like, oh, like you look stupid, or or like weird like comments like that.
All right, well, I know you've mentioned and you've gone over equipment, the lighting, editing, and all of that, but I kind of want to rewind a little bit and walk us through the steps of when you started. What was the very first thing that you did?
Yeah.
Or if you have any suggestions for people that want to start a YouTube channel.
Yeah, of course. So obviously everybody has to start somewhere, and that's completely fine. You don't have to have a super fancy camera. Like all of us have like iPhones at this point, or some type of phone that we can record. It has like an okay camera. So my thing is, you know, start with what you have. Don't compare yourself to others with like big influencers, with big like YouTube people, because they just have been doing this for a long time. They have the income, but that's totally okay. Like you can get there. So I personally started literally with just my phone, and I bought like a tiny little tripod off like Amazon that was like literally like $10.
Yeah.
And I just, my phone, my little tripod, and good lighting. I would, you know, I didn't have my lights, so I would just make sure to film when it's sunny outside, right in front of my window, and I would put like my books, because I was still going to school there. I would go put my books, I would put my tripod, and I would put my iPhone. And I just started doing it like that. And like if you're really committed, really all it takes, it doesn't really matter about the equipment and the lighting. I feel like with that you kind of like get to learn later what's best. I think it's just to start with the will and the confidence, and just stay consistent. I feel like those are the main things. It's something that it comes within you. Like you don't have to buy any of those things.
And what about the editing part? Did you
editing?
have to use some weird editing apps?
What's funny, because my brother, he is like a tech like geek. He just kind of helped me, like, I don't know, he just kind of helped me with like the editing and all that stuff at the beginning. But honestly, I just kind of like looked online. I googled like what are good, you know, apps or whatever. And to be honest, up to now, you guys, I don't even like, I haven't even bought like an actual like.
What do you use right now?
I use like iMovie from like my laptop, and it has been working a lot. I mean, I don't have like a lot of crazy like things popping up and stuff like that, but I just like to like, you know, get to the point. As long as like you could cut and like, you know, put it in places, that's pretty much all I use. I do want to invest in one like later in the future, but they're expensive, and I feel like I'm comfortable where I'm at, so I rather worry about like the equipment, like as a camera and lighting. I think that that's more important to me than, you know, the editing.
Can we talk about a little bit of when you started? I think you mentioned, but how long ago did you start your channel, and where are you now? I guess what progress, how many followers you've gained?
Well, I started obviously with 0 followers. I would send my videos to my mom, my friends, my family, and I was like, watch this, you know, like this is what I would do. Sometimes I would put it on my Instagram, but that's pretty much how I started. Just, you know, and it's hard sometimes to do that, because you want to do YouTube, but you're like, you don't want your family to see you, or you don't want your friends, so they're gonna make fun of you. But it just comes with it. Like, it's okay if people make fun of you. So it's simple. It's more like it comes from them than you. So if you do your own thing, I feel like that's pretty much like the important part about it. Yeah, and as of like growing, I, you know, started with 0 followers, and then it kind of like gradually went up. And then one time my sister was just dropping ideas of what to do, because you do have to think about like what videos to do, but you don't want to like copy like these big influencers on what they're already doing, but you want to do it like your own way, right? So she pitched this idea. I mean, she's like, oh, like she loves fitness, she loves like things like that. So she's like, oh, you know what, like I've seen tons of videos on like leggings, like workout leggings, all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, so you should do it. And I'm like, nah, I don't know. Like, I just like kind of like brushed it off. So I did a review on it, and that was like one of the first videos where I got like 1,000 views or something.
Is it your athlete haul?
Yeah.
That one blew up. I saw.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh my god. And then my sister's like, I told you so. Like, so good. Like, you got all these because of me. And then I was like, wow, like people actually look at that. There was actually people that were like, oh, what size is this? Oh, like asking questions. And I'm like, okay, like people are actually interested in what I'm doing too. So you can't just look at the bad part. You have to see, okay, like it's helping people. People are looking for this. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm the type of person, like before I buy something, I have to like do my research. Like if it's with makeup, with clothes, with shoes, I got like, are they comfortable? Because you don't know, especially now because you buy everything online. So I go on YouTube and like, you know, is this good, or see any reviews on it. So it blew up, and I started doing like more like hauls and stuff like that, and I honestly really loved it. Like I really loved it because I used to do pageants, I used to do modeling, so I always have loved clothes. I always have loved like, you know, just like modeling turn and you know, so I was living for it. And then I was like, you know what, like even though I'm getting all these comments, like I don't care, this is what I like to do. And you know, obviously as long as it doesn't get really inappropriate, like I should be fine. Now I have, I believe, 7,000 followers.
Wow.
I mean, it is still not that, you know, big, but I'm super proud of it because I stayed committed and I'm still doing it, you know, even though like some videos don't get as much views as others, like I'm still like, I don't care, like I like to do it, so I'm gonna put it out there.
I really like that because I feel like with anything that you do, you can't succeed or prolong it. Like you burn out really quickly if it's something that you're not passionate about.
There's tons of videos on like everything, like when it comes to like how to do your hair, like how to change your battery. There's literally a video for everything, and that's what I kind of like about YouTube as well, because all of these people just come together and do one thing, try to show you one thing, help each other out. How do you guys like it?
We love this part of it.
We
like
get so
meeting
excited.
people, hearing the stories. Like I feel like I'm learning, as you know, the purpose is to get knowledge out there, but at the same time we're learning.
Yeah.
And just being around people who are motivated. You know, they say you're the average of the people you're around, and just being around people who are hustling and following passions. Like I feel like that energy fuels us as well. So it's definitely where we want to be. And how often would you say you post? Because I know you mentioned consistency is key.
I definitely try to post at least one video a week. But to be completely honest with you guys, I still feel like I'm kind of like starting. I'm trying to, you know, get the hang of it. This is not the only thing I do. So I do have a job. I have other things to do. So I feel like one video a week is like good for me right now. I don't have a schedule. I don't have like a day that I have to have that video because I feel like it's just too much pressure for me because life happens. Let's be real. Like things happen. One week is different than the other. There has been times like in a week that I don't have a video, or past 2 weeks I don't have a video, and it's okay. You can't just be really hard on yourself, because I feel like I was like that at the beginning. But you don't want to put content on there that you don't want to make, that you don't want to put that effort. Like if you're not feeling well or you're not feeling it, you know, not as a sick, but just like as a personal thing, like as an emotional thing, you know what I mean? Because you just go through things and it's completely normal. So I try to do one a week. So, you know, keyword there is try. I try to do one, and if I don't, and if I don't do one video a week, then I'm like, okay, you know, I try to think about what I'm gonna do, brainstorm, and then when I'm like, okay, I know what to do now, then I do it. I do make sure I have that will and I have that like passion to do it. I just don't do it like because I need to, because then my videos are not gonna come out like passion. They're not gonna be any like
that energy's not gonna be there.
So I try to do once a week. If not, then it's okay. And so the key is not to give up too, because if you're just like, oh, I didn't do one this week, and then 3 weeks pass by and you haven't done one, you're just like, damn, should I even continue? But like I still, you still have to just keep going and get the flow of things. And yeah.
I have seen you post on Instagram or maybe your YouTube too that you are partnering with some brands. And I know that's something that, you know, interests a lot of people. How do you go about that? Do you reach out to them? Do they reach out to you? And maybe just tell us your experience about the brands that you've worked with.
So at the beginning, I was a little skeptical, to be honest, because I don't know what's real and what isn't. You know, you have like on Instagram, tons of people like DM me, you know, let's collab and stuff like that. But of what I've heard, of what I've learned, is like they need to reach out to you. They need to tell you this and this is gonna happen, or we're gonna sign a contract for this type of months. You like have to, you know, promote this, or you have to have a feed on Instagram, or you have to have like a video on YouTube. So there needs to be like very strict on what they're needing from you and what you're gonna get back. I have worked with 2 brands actually. I worked with Teamy Teamy blends, and I've worked with the jewelry line. But basically how it works, everybody's different. You have to kind of base it on like the brands in the company. Like Teamy is a bigger company, and then the jewelry line I did it for is a smaller. So they offer different things. So for the jewelry line, you had to like obviously love it. That's one thing that I feel like is my main priority with working with people, is that I have to like the product. I have to like whatever it is, because I would never want to like suggest something to someone and then it's not good or it's not good quality, you know, because then I just look like, you know, bad and everything. And not just that, because I feel like if it works for me and I love it, I'm like, yes, I want to share with you, like, take it, please try it. Like, I'm that type of person. So that's my first thing. Like, I have to like the product. I have to know what it is. I have to like be into it. And then after that, like I said, everybody also works differently. So they have to send you, it's not really like a contract, but something you're signing. It's like, this is what you're gonna do. So like on the first week, you have to have a post on Instagram. The second week, a story. And then for the last week, you know, a video. So it is pretty much different with everybody. So, but this is what I have experienced. I don't get PR packages, which I would love to, obviously. So one day. So I know I'm gonna get there, but I can't really explain that to you guys, but I'm just kind of going off what I know that I have like done. With the smaller brands, you buy something, you get a discount code, and if people use your discount code, you get a percentage of that. There's like 10%, 15%. You either get money or you either get some more products that they offer. So that's one of the things. For the bigger brands, I think they base more with money. I feel like they just send it to you at the end of the week. I mean, that's what I've done with like Teamy.
Are you getting paid at all for what you do on YouTube, just putting your content out?
YouTube has this thing is where it's called AdSense, where you can add commercials or ads to your video. So when there's ad on your video, that means that the more people you watch it, the more people that see those videos, you get an income. I'm not completely sure how you actually get paid this way. I've seen videos of other people that are huge talk about it, and they don't even know either. So they don't even know how it's actually counted, if it's the views or it's people that are looking at the ads, or if it's like how many videos you put up. It's really unknown. I'm not sure about that, but you do have to reach an amount of followers, and you do have to reach an amount of hours watched, and you have to reach at least, I'm sure, like a few videos for you to apply, for you to get ads on your videos. Yes, so you apply to get ads on your videos, and then that's separate. I think once you hit like 100K on YouTube or something like that, they reach out to you and they pay you differently. So obviously I'm not there yet, so I'm not sure about that.
100K. Help us.
Yeah.
All of us.
I think.
Right now.
Yeah. So it's something like that. You just have to reach like a few thresholds before you can actually get paid. And to be honest, I don't get paid that much, like a lot on
But you apply
YouTube
to get that.
Yeah, so I already do that, but I think that, you know, you have to be like, you know, I have really good videos that have really good views, and I have others that are like not very good. So not that they're not good, but they didn't get as much love as the other ones. So I kind of have both of each.
Are you open to giving us a range?
Yeah.
Estimate?
What do you mean, like money wise?
Yeah, what's the lowest you've gotten paid versus the highest?
Yeah, so I remember like once you get your YouTube channel, like it has like where you can add the ads to your videos, and you have a threshold, so you kind of, it shows you where you're at and what you need. And I think there's like 3 of them. Don't get me wrong, I'm like trying to remember. And then after you apply you could start like promoting and adding ads to your videos. I honestly, like when I started, I think it was like 6 months, and I was able to apply after 6 months, and it didn't come really fast. It wasn't something like money, like cashing in, like no, like once you apply, you have to make a watch time and like people that see your ads like of $100. So you always have to make at least $100 for them to give it to you. Like, it's not like, oh, I made $50 this time, or it's not like I made 20 this week.
So minimum.
Yeah, so there's been times like I don't get paid like every month because my channel is not that big. So it's like here and there that I get it, and honestly it's just like $100. So yeah, so it's very little. My channel's little. I'm not sure how it works with like bigger. I'm sure you just get like more money, obviously.
Is the application itself, the process hard, or is it simple, like here's my information?
I know they ask you for your social, because of taxes wise, because obviously you're getting paid, your social, and then they ask you for like a PayPal or your bank account where they deposit the money. But it's super easy. You just write down your information, and then like if you're under 18, your parents have to sign it, you know, things like that. But it's nothing like you have to go through pages and pages. It's like pretty simple. It's definitely not something that you're just gonna like quit your job and start YouTube. Like, no, you can't do that, because you honestly won't be able to survive. People have to love you, watch your videos before you can feel like, okay, I'm making this and this amount of money, now I can quit my job and then be full-time YouTube.
I did want to ask, I know you mentioned at the beginning that you would start off showing your friends and family, here, watch this, watch this. So I don't know if that's as important to you now, I guess, for your goals for the channel, but how do you are you still promoting it somehow and sharing it to people, or how are you getting people to go to your channel and watch it?
So I definitely want to do something people are interested first. When I do my videos, I share it on my Instagram, the link where you can add. I have it on my bio. I sometimes share it on Facebook, where I have most of my family.
Do you ever do promos?
No.
Or I mean, like giveaways?
Yeah, actually, I did a giveaway when I reached 1,000 followers on my on YouTube. Yeah, so that's another good thing to do as well. But there was a lot more action going on. So you gotta think about like the more action you have going on, the more people are going into your video and they're commenting more.
So where do you see your video going in a few years from now? I know you've grown so much, but in a few years, right now you're doing makeup, clothing hauls, and all
like
that.
Vlogs, little things like that.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, I hope to obviously keep growing, obviously keep improving my videos, trying something new, but just kind of focusing on me, because I feel like one of my mistakes that I've done is like comparing yourself, and I don't really recommend that to anybody, because like it's as human beings, that's just like the thing you do. You compare yourself to other people that are doing so much better, but you can't be like that, because if you do, it's like you're never going to see yourself shine, because you're putting yourself down. So I do wish that, you know, I'm improving my like video, my equipment, my lights, you know, try to fix, because it's kind of hard when you get a professional camera. Like, there's so many things that they don't tell you, like the aperture, the lighting, and I'm like, what is aperture? Like, I have like this like really good camera, and then I was like, why isn't it looking good? Like, I don't understand. Yeah. So I've learned so much about cameras. I definitely have a lot of room for growth, and yeah.
Is the goal to retire off of YouTube?
Not really. I mean, I do love doing it, and I mean, obviously, who wouldn't like an income of something you like doing as a hobby, or something you like sharing with people. But it's not my goal. It's not like, oh, I'm just gonna live off YouTube. I mean, if it does happen, if I make a lot of money, like, welcome, of course, like, you know, who wouldn't want that? But as of a career-wise, if it comes, obviously it's gonna come. I do want to one day like open my own business, so I feel like that's where I'm at. But if I can have my own business and still do YouTube, like, why not?
Okay, well, let's wrap it up here. Anything last you want to say to our viewers? Any last advice?
Definitely. Well, I mean, I kind of already mentioned this already, but just stay consistent, be yourself, and, you know, try what's best for you. Don't give up. And I think that's pretty much all you need to start off. Don't think about like the equipment you have to get, that it's expensive. Like, it will come with time. If you keep trying, things will come to you. Like, that energy you put on something, trust me, the universe will return the energy that you're putting out there. So I think that's it. I hope I covered everything with the editing and stuff like that. Thank you guys for choosing me. Like, Donna was like, oh my god, we're interviewing. I'm like, what?
Thank you so much.
Like,
And
that's so sweet, and you know, I appreciate it. Even though it's not a big channel, but
no, I mean, you know, you're starting, you're up and coming, you're up there, and you're doing something you love. I think that's really all that matters, right? Yeah, so if any of you guys out there that's like doing something cool like this and want to be featured, let us know. We're always open and looking for new people. If you have a sister or a brother who is doing something cool or doing something they love that you think is beneficial for a lot of people out there, let us know. We'll be happy to come to you guys.
yes, and make sure to follow them. Make sure to follow them. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up for sure. Follow me, follow them.
Yeah, she beat me to it. But I was about to say, we're going to link everything in the description, her page on Instagram and YouTube. So definitely go show some love. And if you have any questions that weren't answered, feel free to reach out to her. Her information will be linked. Or reach out to us and we'll be happy to help you guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you guys. This was fun. I feel like this is just like girl time.
Yeah,